Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? It's wee Paddy from across the shuck, and it's that day where I'm going to give my final thoughts on the newest Jack Wolf knives, which is the After Hours Jack, which I think is a fantastic name. Um, and I didn't like the last logger knife, and I didn't sort of hold back a whole lot. It wasn't that the knife was bad; I just didn't like it. It didn't sit with my eye. It didn't fit in my hand. I didn't like the front opener, the flipper opens. What do you call that blooming thing? This front flipper, that's the chap. I can do it. I can't do it every time, and I'm so glad that that worked. I will not be doing that again in this thing because I didn't like this, and I don't particularly like it, but I don't see it now because I've taken it out of my vision. It's gone. It's out of my vision. That's the way I open this knife. And it is delicious open it like that. It really is. It's just tuned to perfection. It takes no effort to flick that blade out. You'd near swear it was assisted. It comes flying out. But as in the knife, because it's got a lock, and it's a full frame lock, you know, it hasn't even got the full bolster up to here, so you don't put your fingers on or whatever. This is a proper frame lock. And look, folks, when I was doing my initial impressions of it, I'd changed my mind already, and maybe you guessed that a little bit. But let me tell you, I've changed my mind again. I don't just think this is a good knife. I flippin' love it. It has been beating this knife into my pocket when I'm wearing jeans. And I adore this knife. But I really adore this one. This is substantial. I love this belt of blue right up the back. It is gorgeous. I love the pocket clip. Blue. Just lovely. And just enough. It goes right round, travels round there, blue. Just enough that it gives a little pop of colour and it's not all plain Jane like it looks on the front. You turn it over and you get that lovely little pop, and you turn it over again and there's another little pop. I adore it. The shape of it. This to me is a ram's foot. This is a faux barlow because it hasn't got a, it's not separated. This is a one integral cover here. The jigged, look at that. I nearly said jigged bone because that jigging is absolutely fantastic. And then you've got the now familiar three-ringed bolster up there. Well, it's a faux bolster. So, and this clip is beautiful. This goes on, it looks very thin, but this goes on my jeans perfectly. Now, if I'm to be perfectly honest, sometimes I have to do that with my finger just to get over the thick part of the jeans. And then it slips in, sits the corner of my pocket, and I can put my hands fully in without even feeling it. It just is, it's completely changed me over. I don't know. Look, isn't this a fickle game? There's some knives you'll get and you absolutely love and somebody else will hate. And the same, the other way around. You'll really love you'll really hate something, somebody else will love it. Well, let me tell you, I'm in the love camp for this. This is a fabulous tool. This is a great cutting edge. It's a 3-inch blade. The knife weighs 3 ounces, which is the perfect ratio that people have sort of put on knives. Me, don't really give a monkey's, but it's there. It's there. If people want to run that, that's fine. It has a really, really super handle. It really has. I can get such a solid grip, and with this jig titanium, you feel like you're stuck there. You really feel like you're stuck there. This edge is just perfection again. Absolute perfection. And the S90V on this will let it do absolutely anything you want it to do. It really will. It's just, I have had it in my pocket more than probably most. I mean, I thought I had carried this one to death, which was last month's, and I still love it. It's absolutely fantastic. But there's something about this that has really got me turned on, I have to say. really, really got me turned on. Look at that. You take it away and it'll just drop down. I'm not going to do it because this is the way I've been opening it all week. I've sort of learned how to do it half. I don't get it most of the times. I was only doing that for a show, for the video, but I never got it that good where I would be absolutely sure I was going to get it every time. But I don't care, because as of today, I will not use it again. I genuinely will not use it again, because here's another strange thing. This here, when you open it like this, doesn't feel right to me. It's, it's most slip joints have got a decent pull, and it's up. This is just slides up effortlessly. It really does, and it just doesn't feel right. So when I'm opening it, I do that, and it feels that that's the right way this knife was meant to be opened. I mean, this is a modern interpretation of just a modern knife. It's not a slip joint. And to me, I don't know, there's no confusion in me. This, to me, is not a slip joint. It's a locking knife. And I think that's good, because it's taken all that other thoughts and all the little germs that get into my head and put me off something. This is just delicious. It just drops so freely from there and opens with such authority. And it is ram-locked. There's not the slightest little bit of notion of movement up or down. I adore it. I adore it, and I've used it, and I really, really recommend it. I mean, these go on sale tomorrow night. And you have this full titanium. This is the titanium with a jig bone. You have a beautiful greeny yellow and black kieranite, which looks stunning, but not really got my eye. This kieranite is the first time I've had kieranite. This got my eye. The other one's a wee bit too 60s chic for me, but I know a lot of people love it, and why shouldn't you? It is lovely looking, but it's just not something I'd want to carry. There's the carbon fibre one, and then another black blade. The plain titanium is all black. So you have fantastic choices. You really have. The carbon fibre one is ice something. It's beautiful looking. Absolutely beautiful looking. So get over to the website. Get over to Jack Wolf Knives website. Have a look at the knives. You've got so much to choose from. So many different flavours there. Just have a look and pick what suits you. And honestly, I don't see a bad one out of this lot. I genuinely don't see a bad one. I suppose this is a plain Jane from what every other knife that I got from Jack Wolf haven't been plain Janes. And when I say plain Janes, that pop colour is fantastic. The colour on that is fantastic. When you put them in the pocket, there's a little bit left out of the top here, but it just blends away into your jeans pocket. It really does. Nobody would notice it. It is just fantastic. Lovely. I can get an absolute full grip, spread fingers, and I've got plenty of room to work with this knife. Again, you've got this. Beautiful. So my only thing that I had to think about was, well, what would I carry with this? What would I carry as another knife to accompany this? And yeah, I could have gone for this. This was last month's, the Little Bro. I could have gone for that. And it looks lovely, especially when you turn it over and you get the blue on the other side, or you look at the top, you get that blue. But no, I don't want to carry two Jack Wolf knives, because if I get a dirty job comes up or somebody wants to borrow a knife, they ain't getting this. They're just not. I'd have to be rude and say, sorry, I haven't got one and you're not using this. But one of my little favourites this year from Rosecraft Blades. What a fantastic accompaniment to this is. I can drop it in the back of my pocket. This is in my, clipped onto my pocket, and it just absolutely works. It really does work. The only thing that would make me use something else is this is a sheep's foot, and this is a ram's foot. So I've nothing. If I wanted to cut a sandwich, them two are not the best. So again, I maybe have to look much more. But to be honest, about the house, I've been using this and this. And one day that I went out, I did take both of them because they just look lovely. And again, this was clipped in my pocket and this was in a sheath. But gorgeous. I genuinely am just smitten with it. And it looks big, doesn't it? It just looks like a massive big knife. But this blade, from tip, sorry, to stern here, it is 3 inches. Dead simple. This is roughly 4 inches, maybe 4 1/4, I should say. So it comes to 7 1/4 the knife overall, which is just beautiful. This jimping is probably the best yet that I can think of in any Jack Wolf. It is purposeful. When you put your thumb down on that, your thumb ain't moving. And it's not sticking into me, it's not hurting me, but my thumb is neither going there or there. It's just stuck. Gorgeous for a hard-working knife. This is a hard-working knife. And when you hold it in your hand fully, by gosh, you could bear some pressure down in that. I mean, you don't want to be doing any twisting because this is still a thin blade. This is an EDC knife. This isn't a take out in the woods knife. It's still just an EDC knife. But by gosh, I can't think of much that this couldn't do really well, except for cutting on a board because you can't get down, obviously, with this ram's foot or any other, of the straight bladed knives. So, I mean, there's a good chance that after all my talk, I probably will carry them two together. But I've plenty of other knives there. I'll find something else that'll go with it. As long as I have this, I know I'm fully covered for the day. Absolutely fully covered. I love this big long nail nick on it. I love how easy it is to disengage. And I love how easy it is to just flick out. Listen to that flick. Yeah, I mean, it's completely different than all the other things that Jack Wolf has done in their slip joints. But I'm taking. This is going nowhere. This is definitely a keeper. I adore it. Really, and I adore doing that and opening it. It doesn't make it a fidgety knife because that's the only opening method I've been using. Because I didn't even like opening it with my fingers, as I was saying. It glides. There's bearings and it just glides. But this little clicked in, solid. It isn't going anywhere at all. Nothing. Perfect. And that is just fabulous. It basically, it is a separation, and I've had to separate my head from this, from my traditional, the modern traditionals that Ben has been doing. I nearly called him Jack, but Ben has been doing. And I just, at the beginning of this year, I said I'd gone off titanium knives, solid block titanium knives, because it wasn't doing anything for me. And I sold my last one that I had from last year a couple of months ago. And it had already been replaced by this. So no matter what I say, don't listen to me. I talk tripe. Put knives in front of me and I talk tripe. And then I got this baby this year as well. So I have 3 plain titanium knives. And they're all just, I could sit and look at that all day. That's a picture that I want to see. It really is just a super picture. I love looking at them. I love using them. I love this knife. And you want to know, it's all right to love other knives, as long as you love them the same as the one that you're talking about at the time. And I mean, I genuinely love this knife. I can't believe how much I've come round this time. I mean, even their wire cutting is lovely. Do you know what I mean? It's nicely done. Everything about it, the screws, I mean, on the front there, it's so simple. There's nothing complicated about it. But yet you take a pen and a pencil and draw something like this. There's so many different things about it, like the coffin ends. I mean, that has to be done so well, otherwise to become really cumbersome and awkward in your hand. That pocket clip is just stunning. When I put this in my hand, that pocket clip is neither here nor there. It may as well not be on there. I don't feel it. I don't feel it. It's just lovely. And it gives me that little bit, it fattens the end of the knife up. Because it's flat, it's not sticking into me, but it does give me, it gives me something else, a little bit extra to grip onto. Perfect. The blade geometry, it's a hollow grind as normal. But again, there's something I haven't even talked about. It's a hand ground blade. Look at that there. Isn't that just beautiful? Everything is going this way. Beautifully hand done, hand sanded. It is outstanding. Outstanding. The swedge at the end, just, boy, that does it for me. That definitely gives me the fizz, that does. So, what can I say in conclusion? I can say in conclusion, why don't you come along tonight at 7:30 UK time, and we have Ben and we have Donny on from Jack Wolf Knives. Have a bit of crack with us, talk about the knife, ask a few questions that you want to know. Ben's a great fella to have on because he is so passionate about his knives. No matter what question, there's no silly questions. Just ask the question and he'll give you an answer to it. And that's what I like. And I say it every time, but it is genuinely true. So, just 100%, if you want a locking knife that is of the highest quality, here it is. Here it is. This is the baby. It is stunning. For a slim gentleman's pocket knife, this is the biz. Look at that. Look at that in profile. It's not threatening looking. It's just a lovely, lovely knife. Well made, well constructed. Down the middle, of course it's down the middle. It's a Jack Wolf. Everything else is just perfect. Not a bit of gapping. It's just nothing. It's crisp corners. Absolutely perfect. And look at that lovely coffin end. Doesn't that really sit nicely with that knife? So, the second version, huge hit. Now, I don't know whether they're all going to be a huge hit, if he does anymore, in fact, but this has really got me, I have to say. And just to leave us off on the... it is beautiful. And in my head, I say the main thing is, this isn't a slip joint. This is not meant to be a slip joint. This is a locking knife with a nub at the end there that I don't even want to use. I did prove it to you I could do it, but I'll never do it again. I'll not even try again because that's alien. I do not like front flippers at all. They're just not my jam, but it's not sticking up, half an inch above the top. And that middle finger flick is just to die for. I love it. I love it. So there you go, boys and girls. Friday night, or it'll be going live on Friday. Sadly, it won't be live here in the UK. Framework don't do locking knives, which is a bit of a shame, but it's just, he's had trouble, and I know it's genuine. He's had trouble in the past, so we'll just, it's his shop and it's his way, and he has to do it like that. So, bit of a shame, but there's down below, I've put all the European places that sell knives, and they'll post them to here. Just get over there and get onto the European ones early. And get yourself an absolutely fantastic locking knife. It is fantastic. I adore it. I'll see you tonight at 7:30 with me and Ree Judd, and we'll be interviewing Donny and, well, not interviewing, we're just going to be having a chat with them, Donny and Ben. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful day. And if you want one of these, get in quick, boys, especially from this country. If you're going to go over to Europe or even in the States, whatever your favourite dealer is, it'll be down below there. And there's a hell of a list of dealers now, all around the world. And don't forget, half of my subs are over in America. So I'll put the list of everything, and I'll do that from now on every time. So there you go. Take care. Bye-bye. Cup of tea time. Bye now.